Okay, so let me play my little intro and we can get started. Yeah, this is just basically, just something fun to do, I guess.
That's fair.
All right, so we are gonna go to game number 1 for this. So for the 5 categories we have Josh the NPC, Heroes Origins, Venom, the new heroes, and it's so painful, it's so funny, it's painful. Now remember, you have to wait for me to fully ask the question before you buzz in, and you don't have to worry about like what is Hawthorne's Tower or what is Astral Diamond. We don't need the what is.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and if you get a question wrong, don't worry, you're not going to lose points.
Okay.
So we'll start in alphabetical order. Directian, you're first, Soundwave.
This is gonna be cheesy on me, but Venom for 10. Venom for 1,000.
Venom for 1,000. Here we go. He was the member of Venom that was Robin's servant in Phaethurin's mansion. Soundwave?
This is Zelnus.
Zelnus is right.
I know Venom. That's why I said it was cheesy on me, because I do actually remember Venom more than all the other. No, I will actually prove myself on this one. Josh the NPC for 800.
For 800, here we go. Josh voices this tabaxi critter who is good friends with Hoshimi. Anyone?
I cannot remember his name.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Her name is Yasmin.
Of course.
So,
I was actually thinking about the other guy.
Okay, so no answer to that one. Directian, you are still in control?
New heroes for 1,000.
The new heroes for 1,000. Here we go. A noble of House Valentine, and he is part of the Blades of Amarta. Soundwave?
Shylin?
Zalin is right.
Hey, Dark.
Excuse me, have we started?
Oh, we got someone?
We have
Yeah, got dark.
Hey,
I'm
Dark.
just watching for this round.
Oh, Ark!
We have a Darkwind and we have a Spectator.
Hey, Darkwind, do you want to play?
Yeah.
You are very hard to hear for some reason.
I can turn him up on my end, so that way I can hear him, because he is a bit quiet. Oh, that's
Yep.
because I have his mic quiet on my end.
Yep, Dark, can you hear us?
Yeah.
There
Okay.
we go. I can hear you now.
There we go. Okay, so Dark, which team do you want to be on?
We have 2 teams. Or how many teams?
We have three.
We have 3 teams.
Oh, I see.
I'm Sabaton.
I'm Directian.
I'm Optimar.
I'll be on Team Directian.
Okay. So when
This is the winning team.
Yep, so when 8 questions passed, Soundwave and Darkwind will switch places.
Okay. Heroes Origin for 400.
For 400, here we go. When Amber grew up with her lizard father, he would call her this cute nickname because of her growing appetite. Sophia?
Oh gosh, what's the name? I know the name. I can't think of it at the top of my head. Crap! I can't think of the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think.
Anyone want to steal?
Hmm.
Oh gosh, it's like I just can't think what her name would be.
Oh, man, I've only watched each of the episodes once.
Mhm.
Funny how I listened.
Yeah,
I know it.
many times.
I know it because the best way for me to remember it is a Sesame Street character. It's Cookie Monster.
Soundwave is
Oh,
right. It's
right.
Cookie Monster.
Right.
It's like right on the tip of my tongue. It was like, I couldn't get it.
Right. She's both that in game and real life.
Yes, she loves cookies.
Yep.
I mean, she's not the only one.
True.
Who isn't one though?
I'm gonna go easy on myself when it comes down to Josh, and I'm gonna go back to him for 200.
For 200, Josh the NPC. Josh is first NPC in Shadows of the Old World and is taken in by Zelen's kindness.
Oh.
Hey, Wicked. It's Shylin.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's spelled weird, but it's spelled weird, but apparently
Yeah.
you pronounce it as
Yeah.
if there's an SH in front of it.
Yep.
Soundwave?
And this particular NPC is Priya, if I remember. Oh wait, no. God dang it, I got that wrong. I accidentally said Priya. It's Pikria.
What'd
Oh,
you say his name was?
Is
I
that the
said-
one that became a barmaid eventually?
Yep, that's the very same.
Yeah.
His
So
first
I will claim that answer wrong because I said Priya at first. So I will give that point to Optimar because they heard me say the correct answer.
Yay!
Hi.
I thought his first NPC was Raquel.
Yeah.
Still wrong.
Wait, I was right?
Yeah.
You were right.
You were right. It was
I'll be
Raquel.
right back. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom.
Everything's going cuckoo. But that's where it's fun.
Pikria.
For
I thought it
Cocoa
was
Puffs.
Pikria because Raquel is technically a DMPC.
Pretty sure those still count.
GM PCs are Josh's PCs, so
I mean, they're pretty sure they still count as NPCs.
Okay, fair enough. But I still concede the point to Optimar.
Easy mistake to
alright.
make, though.
Yeah, we'll give it to Optimar. Is your buzzer okay over there, Ethereal? I haven't seen you buzz in.
It's because I can't click over fast. Remember, I have
He's
your
on his.
Discord thing on the screen, and then I have to double click with my button and then get over to the other screen.
Oh, that's why I keep telling the questions. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I didn't exactly remember all them either. I'm reading them too.
So yeah, if this ever gets recorded, Josh and Lunacorva, y'all can smack me upside the head verbally for mistaking Pikria for Priya, and I 100% forgot about Raquel. Y'all can smack me in the comments for that one.
Is this being recorded? I know you did it last year.
Well, let's decide that. Do we want this to be recorded? I'm recording it
Up
just
to
for
everyone else.
myself, and I'm recording it for myself, and just so if I do this again next year, I don't ask the same questions.
Makes sense.
But
Sis.
Better to me.
yeah,
Thanks,
but
son.
if you guys want this on YouTube, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay
I'm
with it.
okay with you guys doing
Sure.
whatever.
So this one is first and second campaign, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the first
Cool.
one in the second campaign.
Cool. I'm still catching up to the second one.
Which they use two separate systems of dice rolling.
Yeah, one uses 3.5 D&D. The other was Pathfinder 2.0.
Mm-hmm. That's probably a question.
Oh, I am back.
Don't think that
Okay.
Welcome
that
back.
doesn't seem like it would be a question given the categories here.
But don't forget, this is only part 1.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
many
Oh, there's
I
many
did forget you
questions.
have multiple rounds of questions.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I guess with Optimer getting the points last time, they picked the category.
Okay. It's so It's so funny. It's painful. 200.
Alright, for 200, here we go. Every time Jellin falls down these, the group laughs while he's in pain. Sophia?
Stairs.
Stairs.
Oh.
Yep, Sophia buzzed.
buzzed.
Yep, she
Oh,
buzzed
sorry.
first.
She buzzed first, and I didn't even need to. I didn't even buzz because I was too busy laughing.
Yes, it was so funny.
Alright, Sophia?
Sorry there. I should have looked down at the screen.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You're fine. It's so funny. It's painful for 600.
Alright, 600, here we go. When Sarah tries to learn how to fly, she jumps off a cart, only to hurt the person on the other side. Soundwave?
Adrian.
Adrian is right. Okay, it's been 8 questions. Do you and Darkwind want to switch?
I will switch with Darkwind.
Okay, Darkwind, so Soundwave is still going to be on the buzzer so that we don't have the confusion like we did last year, but you'll be answering the questions.
Excellent.
Alright, so pick a category.
Wait, what?
You pick a.
Pick
There's
a category.
you,
Oh,
Josh,
oh,
the PC, the Hero's Origin, Venom, the new Heroes. It's so painful. It's so funny. It's painful.
We're all doing it. We're
Yeah.
all fixing that up.
I
Yeah.
see everything. I see everything. I just didn't know it was my turn to pick.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Hero's Origin for 600.
For 600, here we go. This character lost her parents when Simula brought a lot of demons into the world. Directed?
That would be Ryan Bowerstone.
Yep.
Who
it's
is Ryan Bowerstone?
Yep, it's
You
Ryan.
don't need the who is.
Well, this is Jeopardy.
Yeah,
He went
just get
over that
one out of
rule
the way.
before you joined.
It's like I knew that.
We have to just get it out of the way once.
Yes.
Yes.
Do I pick another category?
One moment. I'm also in the middle of eating dinner. I apologize.
You're good.
You're fine.
Let's go with the new heroes for 400.
For 400, here we are. Not easy growing up as the son of 2 heroes. Even less when you have 2 horns on your head.
What's his
Sure.
name?
Directian?
Flynn.
Flint is
Did I
right.
get the name right? Flint. Yes.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I'm just quick to the trigger. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of the name Flint.
Oh.
Who would you have thought of?
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head.
No, okay, here's where
Blake?
I say I'm quick to the trigger. First part of the question knocked out majority of the party. The descendant of two heroes. Then the last one just made it obvious. Especially when you have two horns on your head. Okay, that's kind of obvious. Flint.
I
Oh.
remembered Lynn, but it. Or Finn? Yeah, Finny.
Yeah,
Finn.
Finny fin fin fin.
Finny fin, finny fin, 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 fin.
Yeah, shout out to Finny.
And shout out to the. Yeah, Finn.
Shout out to Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan, Flynn, whatever next character you'll have.
Okay. Let's see. I can choose again, right?
Yep, you can.
Okay. Right. Josh, the NPC for no wait. So funny is so funny. So funny is painful for 800.
So funny it's painful for 800. Here we go. The player's ward when Jello manages to kick this guy in the nat 20s.
Oh. What?
Directy, do you have an answer?
Do you guys understand the question?
I think I know.
You kicked that guy.
Was it?
I'm trying to keep this PG, guys.
Yeah.
Was it? What's his name? William loves this guy. What's his name?
Who you're thinking about, it is not that guy.
Sophia, you got an answer?
Asmodeus?
Nope, it's not Asmodeus. Ethereal, do you want to take a crack at this?
I'm blanking.
Can I say it?
It's
Go
cool.
ahead.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
I was thinking that, but I was like, no.
So long ago.
It's like, I need to catch up on that.
No, I can actually pinpoint
Maybe I should
the episode.
rewatch the whole series from the start.
Yes.
No, I can pinpoint the episode and the time frame on when it happened. It was episode 132, right after they said Faye. Timestamp was, I think it was in like the 10-minute range, no, 10 to 20-minute time frame, where voice was saying, called shot to the groin, and everybody was just stunned. Just, roll for it?
Yeah, because that's a thing in 3.5, isn't it? Called shot.
Yep, call shot is a thing in 3.5, and a lot of DMs use it for 5th edition.
So no one got that, but Directian is still in control.
Okay. Venom for 400.
For 400. This member of Venom had a human father, Albus Windbreath.
That would be Soren.
You beat me to the punch on that one, but it's correct.
Yep. Pick again?
Josh, the NPC for 1,000.
For 1,000. Here we go. Don't underestimate the power of this kid. He is the son of two powerful dragons, and he is named after a hero. Directian, you want to give a guess?
Ivan.
That's right.
As soon as he said that, I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't remember the full name because they
I
just
only
called him
remember
Ivan.
that character because some evil people fused the dragon together to make him.
Okay, yeah, because then Ivan pacified them with the song, with the love song from their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the king.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I would say his other scene, but that would be spoilers.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
whacking
Yeah.
myself right now. I'm whacking myself right now.
Welcome to the world.
A short-term memory.
Yay!
All right,
Yay!
All right, do you have... Okay, pick another category.
Okay. New heroes for 600.
For 600, here we go. Like many of her kind, she had to be sanctified in order to have the life she wanted. Directian?
Olwen.
Yep.
Hmm.
And how many questions do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're still on track with that. Pick another category.
So funny it's painful for 400.
Alright, for 400. Well, this guy's ego was bruised when Stimuli presented him with a stone-shaped butt.
Huh?
I didn't buzz?
Don't shape butt.
Sophia?
I remember that scene now. Took me a minute.
I'm thinking Cross Doggo.
No.
But that would be fitting. No. Okay. On purpose, I am not buzzing because the team of Directian wants to give Optimarn and Sabaton a chance to catch up. But I know the answer.
Well, I don't. So.
Okay, Ethereal, do you know the answer?
What was the question again?
This guy's ego was bruised when Stimuli presented him with a stone-shaped butt.
I think it was one of the demons from hell. One of the high demons?
Devils, and you are within that
devils.
realm.
Yep, you're
You're
within the
within
realm.
that realm.
Yeah, I was about to ask if I could give them a hint.
The only hint I can give him is way too obvious.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I know it has to be that fat blubber lard devil.
Okay, actually, I know the perfect clue. I know the perfect clue to give.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Whenever he is on screen, Josh plays the theme song for Kefka from Final Fantasy VI.
I actually didn't know that. Cool.
I didn't either.
I mean, I knew the song, I just didn't know where it was from.
Yep, it was Final Fantasy VI.
I just didn't
Never
notice.
played it, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. Here's a hint that hopefully won't be too obvious. He's a devil.
No.
Kinda.
I know the
Alright,
devil,
he's
but
the devil. The devil, though? Oh, yeah, the devil.
Okay, I have one last clue that is kind of obvious, but not fully obvious.
Okay. What's the first letter of the name?
A.
A.
Asmodeus.
There we go.
There we go.
And I already said it the one
Did you?
time. Yes?
Yay! Sophia, I
I'm
give you
deaf.
a hug. Sophia, I give you a hug.
Okay, I'm just gonna get those points for both up tomorrow and Sabaton.
Yeah, just give the points to both of them.
Like,
I
give them
tried.
both.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, so anyway,
What was the big fat guy?
You were thinking about Bowel, but no.
Beelzebub.
Yes. I
You were
was
thinking
thinking
of
about
Jabba
that
the
too.
Hutt. You're thinking of Jabba the Hutt, not Darth Maul.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
big
Aragon wanted
fat one
it
was
there.
the guy who got a house dropped on his head. Twice,
Sophia,
actually,
I
I
give
think.
you a hug.
Okay, Sabaton, pick a category.
Let's do. It's so funny. It's painful for 1,000.
Okay, and I'm just gonna say this. I immediately regret this question. I regret it.
Why?
Why?
After Josh said this cringy line, the cast yells at him not to hang out with Aeon of Dreams anymore. And then they made an animatic out of it.
I'm buzzing because I know the line. Can I please say it, Darkwood? Can I please say it, please?
I don't even know what this is talking about.
Me neither, because I never saw that anime.
Just say it already. You sound like you're.
Say it. Alright, Southlight, say it.
Harder, mommy.
Yes.
Who?
Oh my
He
gosh.
said that.
He did say that. Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's in the episode Power Play.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that too.
Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of those moments he said it and then he instantly regretted it.
And then nobody else ever forgot it, except now, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, they even referenced that in the finale live stream.
I have the animatic downloaded on my phone in my YouTube account. I listen to it all the time when I need a laugh.
Alright. So I think it's time for Darkwind and Soundwave to switch again. And directly
Thanks to let me answer that, but I'll let Darkwood answer one more question because I kind of had to beg for him to let me answer his last one.
Yes.
Alright, so pick a category, Darkwood.
She had to literally beg him.
Oh, hey, Wiki Cat, we've got somebody else interested in playing in gaming chat. They're
Oh,
asking
really?
how to
Yep.
join, I think.
Oh, who? I don't see Discord, so who?
Aragon
It's,
plays.
Yep, he's my good friend,
Ah,
Aragon.
Aragon.
Oh.
So if he wants to play, just join Team Optimar or Team Sabaton.
Yeah, I'm on the other one on Sabaton.
Hey, Aragon.
hey,
John,
bye.
Aragon! Hey, I remember you!
Yes.
The one that could do Dr. Wolf's voice.
Yes!
wait, what?
Hey,
I
let's-
never heard that.
Yes!
Yes, he's Dr. Wolf's understudy if that ever happens.
Oh, cool.
Aragon, do the Dr. Wolf voice.
Jalarum, my office, please.
I had to catch myself for a sec. That is perfect, Dr. Wolf. Oh my goodness.
I think he can even do simple now.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Oh, no, please, no.
Yes.
That
Alright,
was very, it was close.
Yeah, close, but not there yet.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway, Aragon, which
What team?
which
do
team
you
would
wanna
you
be
like?
on?
Which one's uneven?
Optimar and Sabaton.
I'll join the other one if I still have time.
Yeah,
But I
I'm
don't
on
know-
Sabaton.
That
I'm
way
on
we'll have even
Optimar.
teams of 2.
I'll go with Optimar then.
Okay.
All right, I'll take the other one that's left.
Sabaton.
Right. I forgot the code for the button thing.
We
I
have
have
one
a
person for each
friend.
team.
Yeah, we have
No,
one
we have
buzzer.
one person for each team buzzing.
Okay, that works.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
Okay, do the newbies want to take over answering the remainder of the questions in this round?
Sure. If that's okay.
Aragon?
Yeah,
What's
just
your
let me know
opinion?
if you know it.
This is my first time playing with this, so
I'm gonna mute for a bit because background noise. Sorry, guys.
Okay, yeah,
It's
you're
okay.
fine.
Alright, so I guess Aragon, you can watch, see how it goes, and then you can jump in at round 2. Then I guess.
Yep.
Alright, so DirectDM still has control, so pick a category.
Venom for 800.
Venom for 100. This member of Venom is now going by a different name as he writes his books.
I know this one.
Ark?
Yeah, it's Valil. Valil.
Valil is
I know
right.
his name. I'm just not sure how to pronounce it.
AKA Best Boy.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
so
The only
Sabaton.
survivor.
Yep, Sabaton. But technically, Joel survived too.
Mhm.
True.
So Sabaton, pick a category.
Do you want to pick or should I?
You want to do Josh the NPC?
Sure, we can try that one.
Okay, let's do it for 600.
Okay.
Alright.
And forgive me if I misspelled this name. Husband to Zadriel, and is not afraid to be blunt to people.
I know him, but I can never remember the name.
Soundwave?
Be able to help you on that. Suzanne, or as Ryan calls him, Bluebell.
Yep, Suzanne.
Mm.
Okay. Director?
New Heroes 800.
New Heroes for 800. Just like his mother, he grew up with a deep love for books.
I know
Soundwave?
this one, but somebody already got it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll pass it off to Ark.
Alright, Ark?
Adrian.
Yep, Adrian.
Oh, we have a son!
Yay! Son!
okay.
We have
Son
two
of
people
heaven.
with S words.
I'm surprised I joined before he did.
So are y'all still in the first game, or have you started the second yet?
We're
We're
still,
still
still
in
in
the
the
first.
Yeah.
All right, then I can wait for y'all to put. I can wait for.
Hey, I might have to leave soon for dinner, so Sun could take my spot if I drop out.
Alright.
Okay.
but Sabaton, you guys have control because I passed the question off to you guys.
Okay. Let's do Hero's Origin for 800.
Alright, for 800, here we go. In this person's lore video, her father proudly claims that she is not part of the family.
I know that one.
Sophia?
Faith
Yep.
Thurin.
Yep, it's Faith Thurin. Okay. You guys still have control.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you want to pick?
Sure. Let's go with Venom for 600.
For 600, here we go. Possibly one of the strongest drow in Venom. But with all the experiments done to him, it's easy to see why.
Cruel.
Yep, it is cruel.
Okay, and do we still have the round?
Yes, you still have control.
Okay, let's go with Venom for 200.
200. Out of all the members of Venom, you wish she would kill you.
Elvana.
Soundwave, you buzz in first.
Ah.
Oh,
It
sorry.
was Elvana.
Yep.
Full name Elvana Kilvier.
So what? Okay, she got the buzz. All right.
Yep, she got the buzz.
Yeah. I couldn't get over switched enough and buzzed.
I gotta head out. Son, you can have my spot
Okay.
in the game. See you guys for next round, hopefully.
Yep.
All right.
Hopefully next
Yeah.
round.
See ya, Ark.
Okay, Directian, you got the floor.
Let's finish off Josh.
Josh the NPC. Okay. Forgive me if I pronounce the name wrong. A drow raised by Elistri. She helps the heroes of Directian in their fight against Ravus.
What's her name?
Anyone?
I'm trying to remember. I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to remember.
Sophia, you buzzed in first.
Is it Jamenia?
Nope.
No.
I'm sorry. What's the website for the buzzer?
It's Buzz in Live.
Yep. After this round,
Again.
after this round, I'll show the buzz codes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, Nyan.
Ion is right.
I had to think for a second because there was two by technicality.
I couldn't think of it, so.
Yeah, I couldn't remember Nyan because my mind was going, it's rhyme, because she was raised by Elistri. No, technically there's two.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Mm.
All right, Directian.
Finish off New Heroes.
New heroes. Here we go. Her name is a number, and she is a timid but curious little egg. Ethereal.
Why do I want to say 13? Some reason.
I don't know, but now that question's in my head. Why am I thinking of the number 9? Oh wait, no, because of the movie 9.
I'm guessing I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's not 13.
I know it's Blissy's character.
Mm-hmm. Sophia, son, you want to take it?
Thunderblight.
No.
No.
That would be a Directian character if that was her name.
Aragon, you want to help me here?
I know it's Amber.
Her name is a number.
Oh.
Kind of thinking number 7.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
There we
7.
go. I'm gonna give it to you guys for this one.
That's why I asked my partner there.
Yep. So
I couldn't. So I couldn't.
So heroes origins, 1,000 or 200. Which one do you want to do first?
Give me a sec to bring up the screen. Which one would you like, Aragon?
Let's go with 200.
Okay.
All right, for 200, here we go. As Jellum grew up in Gatherstown, he found himself some friends to form this ragtag team.
Oh, Was it the Warriors of Light?
No, it's not the Warriors of
No.
Light.
No, that's Final Fantasy, different world.
Dylan later becomes the part of the Assassins of Light, but that's not his team name at the beginning.
Actually, that wasn't the name of the guild also. It's the Daggers of Light.
Daggers of Light, thank you. Sophia, you want to
The
take
Defenders?
a shot? Nope.
I've got no. Son, do you know?
Yes. Was it the Dishonor Brigade?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't think. It's like, I know there's a brigade in there somewhere.
Okay, and the last question of this round. In Ravus's lore video, he was the one Zaylan kidnapped for Simula's plan. Soundwave?
We all hate this character, so I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. Cross Doggo. Oh wait, no!
Nope, it's not Cross.
That was Zeldis.
Yeah, who did Zaylan kidnapped?
Owen Lightbringer, aka Borgrim Vineblight.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he got kidnapped.
All of them got kidnapped.
Yeah, they all got kidnapped. They booked the first session was in a jail cell.
Yeah, what I didn't know was
Which
Zayn.
ironically almost happened in the second series.
Okay, so for the new people joining in, this is the website that you guys go to, and the code is at the bottom.
Where it says game code.
And according to our rules, I switched the buzz to Aragon for 8 turns.
Yes. Yeah, but at the start of this turn, the newbies will take their shots at the first 8 questions. So that would be Aragon, Darkwind, and Sun.
Okay.
You got the website, Aragon?
Yep.
Okay. Joanne?
I'm gonna guess one of you is named Blank.
Oh snap! That was me. Let me fix that.
It's okay. We can keep it. We can keep it. I'll know it's you.
Yeah, we'll know it's Aragon.
Huh?
Yeah, there's only like 8 spots. So. All right.
There we go.
All right. So we have that for round 2, and the round 2 categories are villains that are not the BBEG, which stands for Big Bad Evil Guy. Right music for the right time, which I will play. I'll ask the question and play a little bit of music involved with that. Iconic catchphrases. Top of the Path class, which is classes found in Pathfinders, and Nat 20s and Nat 1s, which are moments that feature Nat 20s and Nat 1s.
I know one off the top of my head.
Wait a second. Who is on which team?
Aragon and Ethereal.
Capricorn.
Aragon and Ethereal are on Optimar. Soundwave and Darkwind are Directian, and Sound and Sophia are on Sabaton. Just let me put in the points from the last round.
As usual, Directian is kicking ass.
I know.
I'm quick to the trigger, and I have retained memories of each of the show.
And well, I kind of know some. It's
A while. That's all we can say. It's been a while.
yes, and a long while.
Well, as Wicked might remember, now that I'm here, your lead might be in jeopardy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
A cast member is literally in here.
Well, since Optimar is in last place, they get to pick first. So everyone, pick a category.
Right music for the right time for 400.
For 400, okay. Let me just get that set up real quick.
Remember, Optimar has the opportunity to answer first. So don't just
Yeah.
Got it.
Just
You said-
being proactive.
He said 400.
Yep, 400.
Yes.
Yep, just setting up the music for it. Here we go. This person sang this song for his special someone. Let me know if you can hear it okay.
Can't hear a thing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Can't hear a thing.
Oh, okay.
Who disconnected?
Arc.
Because she had to leave.
Okay.
You can't hear the song at all?
Wait,
Nope.
I heard a little bit.
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Barely.
I heard it. I know the
For
song. I
Amber.
can't answer. I can't answer.
I think I know this.
And which means it's Ivan.
Yep, it's Ivan.
Yep.
Yeah,
From the episode Share the Sky.
yeah. So
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, and I'm not lying. When I first heard that scene, when I first heard that song, I cried.
Yeah, it's the most wonderful song.
He wrote and composed that himself. He is a great singer.
okay, so who
Yeah.
answered that first? Sorry.
Optimar.
That was Optimar.
Okay.
Yeah, Optimar.
Okay, so Optimar, pick another category.
Always stick with the same category, but for 800.
Alright, for 800, and this music is a little louder this time. So, to make sure this moment would be epic, Josh played this song when this character embraced her true form. Can you hear that okay?
Nope.
Can't hear
Nope.
it.
Heard nothing.
I think you would have to put it close to your mic or something in order for us to hear it if you're playing it off your phone.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you hear it.
Not a thing.
Are you kidding me?
I think it's only when you're talking I can pick up a little bit of it.
Oh. Okay, let me just quickly try something else here. Just give me one moment.
It's like, if we could, we would put the music bot into the chat.
Actually, was an idea I had.
Yeah, but then it'll play the whole song.
Right.
That's true.
So you can hit the cancel command on it.
I can't since I'm not a mod. So we're gonna do this instead.
Okay.
I knew it.
I thought of two, and it's still a good banger.
Yep.
Either way, the question is, who's the character?
That would.
Yep. Buzz in.
If I remember correctly, Optimar chose it, so they have the right
Optimar chose it, so they have the right to
answer.
Yeah.
Yep, Nightshade buzzed in first.
I would believe that was for Amber.
Amber is right. Case. Pick a category.
How about villains that are not BBEG for 400?
For 400, here we go. After receiving a note that his son has died, he decided to burn an entire orphanage. Anyone?
Sound.
Yep, sound is technically first, but since it was supposed to be Darkwind playing, sound, Son of Heaven, you go first.
General Krister.
General Krister is right.
I'm surprised you remember the name.
I played him in my one shot.
Oh,
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was wondering why it was taking you so long, son.
Remind me, do I have to wait for them to get it wrong first, or can anyone buzz in at any time?
Anyone can
Anyone
buzz in.
can buzz in.
Yeah,
Oh,
anybody
okay.
can buzz in at any time.
I see.
Okay, so Sabaton, you get the next pick.
All right. Villains for 8.
Villains for 800, here we go. A deadly tree that sings a luring song before encasing you in its branches and vines. Dark?
The Night Twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right.
Dang it!
Season 1 memories. Season 1 memories.
Which
Yep.
brings back one memory.
Yep, and next time to wait for me to finish asking the question.
Yeah.
But Optimar, you get the next pick.
Optimar.
Wait, no, that's not Optimar? Oh, right, it's
I'm
right.
Team Directian.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Also, I believe Optimar has 2,400 points. If I'm correct.
Yep, there we go.
So yeah.
All right, okay. Anyway, let's go with iconic catchphrases for 400. Let's see.
For 400, here we go. And remember, wait for me to finish asking the question.
Okay.
Yep. Before
Jello
buzzing.
said this popular line when he had to fight a bunch of trolls. Son of Heaven.
I'm over there.
Yep.
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 Meme.
They'll make that joke all the time.
Oh wait, no, Sophie, you said that's the meme?
Yes.
The meme.
No, it's not. I am betting you that the real meme is 2000.
You know what's sad? He got that from the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon.
Yep.
Which one, though?
Yeah, that's the best
The
one.
bad one.
The
Saturday
third
AM, I
one?
think that's no, not Saturday AM.
The bad
Adventures
one.
in Sonic.
The event,
Yes.
the one with Sonic
Adventures in
sang.
Sonic?
Anyway, villains for 12.
Villains for 12. Here we go. Well, on the Maladomain mini layer, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. The group had to deal with this
Maladomini.
disgusting monster.
Oh,
Son of Heaven?
Balls of Bull.
Yep.
We were just talking about that character earlier.
Yes, we were.
Hold on a second. What team are you on again, son?
Huh?
Sabaton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sabaton.
Sabaton.
Oh.
Yeah, they catching up.
Told you your lead would be in jeopardy. Villains for 16.
Okay, 16. Here we go.
Okay, you pushing.
This guy had to summon T-Rexes to help him battle against only 4 of the heroes.
I don't even know this guy's name.
Yeah.
I remember the name.
I knew. I just can't think of the name.
Buzzers, buzzers! I need buzzers!
I can't buzz.
Your teammate
Well,
can...
then yeah, your teammate can buzz.
Only if my teammate remembers. And what's funny enough is this guy was in Williams' countdown of all of the villains in Welcome to the Show, and he was in the middle.
Either way, your teammate can buzz and ask you to answer yes.
Yes, if your teammate can buzz in, he can ask you to answer for him. So whoever is on Differentiate, buzz so Southwave can not panic in her seat. Sophia! Sophia buzzed in. So, son, do you have an answer?
I don't know his name.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and say the title. Because I knew that he was an archdruid, but I couldn't remember his full name. He was the archdruid of the forest, and he actually had to debate with Rose the true meaning of being a druid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his name is Varska.
He was also the guy that took over a city covered it in trees.
Oh, Varska.
Varska.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna give the points to anyone. I know you were jumping at your seat.
Both of us, me and Son, because both of us knew who the guy was. I remember his title. I couldn't remember his full name. Son just couldn't remember the full thing.
I'm sorry, I pressed the I just pressed the buzz button accidentally. If you could please reset mine.
Yep.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay. So either way, I believe that we're still in control since no one answered.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right then. Then let's finish villains for 2000.
For 2000. With Gather's town being burned to the ground, and the mother turns out dead and buried, this monster was the last thing the party needs to see.
I know what it is.
Son, you buzz in first?
Dang
The
it.
Necronaut.
Yep.
Yep, it's the Necronaut.
One of my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
creatures.
Yes,
It's one
I
of my
remember
favorite
that.
creatures.
I remember that episode.
Okay,
It is one of my favorite
Mhm.
creatures in that show, and I am so mad that 5th edition doesn't have it.
all right.
Even-
It's
You
been
can always
it's been
translate
it's-
it over.
it's been 8 questions, so people want to switch.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So Sophia is my partner. Yes.
Yes, Sophia's
Yes.
your partner.
Okay. All right. We'll
Who's my
switch.
partner again?
That would be me.
Okay.
Yep, Darkwind, Soundwave are partners, and Ethereal and Aragon are partners.
What was that?
Hey?
Did someone just cough?
No,
Ew.
fuck it.
Either way, Sabaton's still in control, so Sophia, pick a category.
Ironic catchphrases for 2000.
For 2000, okay, here we go. But Stimula and Ravis played low for a full breaking the primeval pack. Stimula smirks when she said this line. Soundwave,
You done goofed.
you done goofed.
Actually, let's switch it up. Nat 20 and Nat 1 for 400.
For 400s, here we go. Even if this player gets a nap 1 at the worst of times, they still manage to win the day by speaking some choice words. I wonder why people think he's broken. Soundwave,
Ivan.
Yep, it's Ivan.
I
broken hard.
preached about this in my
I thought it was
analysis for the
Jalo.
guy.
I
Nope.
thought it was Jalo.
Nope.
Okay.
He's not the cinnamon roll.
True. The cinnamon roll gets drunk off water.
Mm-hmm.
Same category, but 800.
800. Here we go. When this person tries to read a book in Cumulus, she got a nat 1. Soundwave.
Would it be Faith Thurin?
It is Faith Thurin.
I am still surprised she got a nat 1 on that roll.
Yeah.
She actually would say, if I got a nat 1 on this, I would scream, and she got a nat 1.
Nice.
Scream.
And she and dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue this song and dance. I'm continuing this song and dance down to the 1200.
1200. Okay. This giant monstrous creature got a nat 1 when Papa Owen banished it to another plane. Dark?
That would be the Balor.
The Balor is right.
I'm actually, funny enough, that's kind of a combination of 2 categories. So thank you for putting it in this category.
Mm-hmm. So I guess now Optimar gets to pick.
Let's go with iconic catchphrase.
Optimar is directing, isn't he?
Wait, Optimar?
Then
Dark is my partner.
Yeah.
then why did
directing.
then why didn't he answer when it's supposed to be your turn?
Like that's the best answer.
Okay, anyway.
Okay,
Okay,
so flip that over then.
my bad, my mistake.
Fine, you're fine. Iconic catchphrase 800.
800. Have to include this iconic line that Josh has said over 100 times in Welcome to the Show. Okay, Soundwave, you actually buzzed in before I finished the question, so Ethereal, you pick. You answer.
There are no traps in the immediate vicinity.
He's close, I'll give him that.
Yep, you're close. You did not detect any traps within the immediate vicinity.
Oh, yeah. I said
Yeah, you got part of it.
Yeah, you got part of
Meme.
it.
You got part of it.
Meme.
Yes, that meme will never die.
That meme
And
will
it's
never
back in the current
die.
series.
No matter how many times Josh wants it to.
It will never freaking die. But
I'm just happy they
Optimar,
included that in Shadows of the Old World.
Yeah.
they included that in the stairs.
Yeah, which I'm surprised that Wicked hasn't introduced that into her game as of yet.
I'm
As of
surprised
yet.
Sun's current character didn't get asked to roll a dice when they went downstairs this time.
Oh, Adrian.
Anyway, up tomorrow. You pick the category now.
Top of the path, class 400.
All right, top of the path class 400. Instead of using magic, this class rather use bombs on his enemies and extracts to grant him great power. Ethereal.
Alchemist.
Yes, it is an alchemist.
I think now me and Sun are in trouble because I don't know that much about Pathfinder.
Yeah, I
I know
don't
a
know
lot because I
any-
use a subsystem of Pathfinder.
I don't know any Pathfinder.
Top of the path, class 800.
800. Instead of using swords and spells, this class uses black powder. Soundwave?
Gunslinger? Because Critical Role actually did this with Percy.
It is a gunslinger.
Holy crap!
Good job. Good job.
I
Good
played
job,
Domestic Singer.
You critical role.
I've only watched the show.
I'm hitting myself right now.
2 more questions and we'll switch. So, Directed, you pick.
Top of the pack?
For
1200?
For
Why did we get
1200,
this
here
wrong?
we go. While usually skilled on their mounted steeds, they're also the most tactical and intellectual of the martial class. Etheria?
A knight?
No, it's not a knight. Sophia, you want to take a guess?
Paladin.
No. Soundwave?
Shoot, I think this will be Shyland's class, and he said he's a swashbuckler, but my mind is going to rogue, because that's what makes more sense to me.
It's a cavalier.
God dang it!
Yeah, I haven't done anything with cavalier things. So.
Cavalier, horses.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Alright, Direct Ian still has control.
Actually, since we haven't touched it since Invincible, let's go back to the music for 1200.
Alright, for 1200, just give me one moment to get something ready just in case the music doesn't go. Get backup plan.
Yeah. Have a plan for the backup plan.
Yep.
And then plan for the backup plan for the backup plan.
We have plans within plans.
Within plans of plans for
Alright,
those plans.
so for 1200?
Yes.
Here we go. This guy played this song inspired by his little follower. Can you hear it?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
What is?
Time for the backup plan.
Yep, time for the
Backup plan. YouTube.
Yep.
Ooh. Alitamara, or should I say Amontolo? He played this inspired by Owen.
I'm gonna give it to you though next time, Buzz.
Sorry.
Amontoloya.
I believe it's time to switch. Yes, no?
Yep, yes it is time to switch.
Okay, Dark, you're up.
Finally, time for me to write this wrong.
Yes. I couldn't think.
Aragon, you're up on the button now.
Yep.
Alright,
I think in other words for Sun, he's trying to say, Sophia, step down so that way I can show up Soundwave.
Yes.
Alright, so Direct Ian still has control, so they pick.
That's you, Darkwind.
What now?
Pick.
We have
pick a category.
Pick. We have control.
Okay.
You pick a category.
All right. Let's go with right music for the right time for 1600.
Okay, 1600, just give me one moment so that I can get my backup plan.
Just stick to the backup plan.
Yeah, go straight to the backup plan.
Go straight to the backup plan. Backup plan is now the primary plan.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, can you guys hear the music in the backup plan?
Yes, we can. And now I heard
YouTube,
that song.
yes.
I only heard a tiny second of that.
Yep. Josh played this song as the intro music as the group traveled through hell. Can you guys hear
I
that?
know this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, barely.
No, I can hear it fully.
Yeah. I buzzed.
Yep, so you got a guess?
Inside the Fire.
Yep, Inside the Fire.
A great song.
I love
Can you send
great
that track
song.
to me? Can you send that track to me? I love that song.
Sure thing.
You can put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, let's finish off right music for 2000.
Okay, let's just let me get that all set up. There it is. Okay. As a special favor from the Silver Star Inn, this character danced to this head tuning song.
Wait, are you looking for the character or the song?
The character.
What's it? Hoshimi.
Hoshimi is right.
That was very recent.
Yeah, that's extremely
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Like
It reminds
what?
me of
2-3 episodes within that area?
Okay. Either way, it's still our turn. So
reminds me of a specific tune from Spirit of Justice. Phoenix Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, nat 20s for 1600.
Nat 20s for 1600. Here we go. When battling against Quentin Praxis, he got 2 nat 20s in a row. Son?
Ravis.
Yep.
That was the moment everybody was calling him a luck sponge.
Yep. Stop stealing everybody's luck.
Don't
right.
touch him!
I really don't remember that episode.
I remember the luck sponge comment.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Nat 20s for 2000.
Nat 20s for 2000. So a god challenges her to an arm wrestling contest, and she rolled a nat 20. Son of Evan.
No.
Amber.
Yep, it's Ember.
I'm trying to remember the actual title for that episode, but I remember the number.
Yeah, it's
I'm pretty sure it's the episode before the Kraken fight.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
Anyway, well, catchphrases for 16.
16, here we go. When Demea first meets Rayan, he asks her this very important question.
Oh.
Son?
Do you prefer Bowser hugs?
Yes.
I sadly can't do Ray's voice. I am mad at myself.
That's
Nerd.
a catchphrase?
It's something that everyone wanted to put on a t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's finish off catchphrases.
All right,
Don't answer the question! He's gonna tie up!
Here we go. But Phaethon asks Hana if she wants to join her for a bath. She said this funny line. Son?
Is it the 15th of the month already?
Yes.
You said it correctly.
Is it the 15th of the month already?
Probably the funniest part is like Phaethon's reaction to that. Okay, pause a moment. What the F?
Scrub the skin. Scrub her good. Scrub.
Okay, anyway.
All right, path class for 16.
16, here we go. This class lives to solve mysteries and find I cannot talk. Inventive ways to get out of jams. Nightshade.
I think Paladin?
Not the paladin, no.
No.
Son?
Detective?
Close, but if Dark can't answer, I'm gonna give it to you.
Investigator?
Yes, it is the investigator.
How did I know? I don't know how I did that.
Yep, so
Oh,
Dark, you're
wait.
part of Team Directian.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so last question.
Take the last question.
Unlike clerics who devote themselves to a god, this class are given mysterious divine powers from the gods without a person's consent, and I really should read over these more often. Son?
Warlock.
No, it's not a warlock. Dark?
They actually make a pact on that part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say wizard.
No, it's not a wizard.
Oh,
They gained that through knowledge.
Erica, Gon, you or Etheria want to take a crack at this?
Summoner?
No, it is Oracle.
You didn't let
Yeah.
Aragon try.
I heard an answer, so
Yeah, I gave you one.
yeah.
Yep, and Oracle is Sybil's class. Son,
Ow. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know Sybil's class.
I thought his class was Oracle, son. You were the one who put it down that way.
No, it's witch. Oracle is Raquel's class.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
Oh,
we've
that's
gone
the-
through 2 rounds, so we are at the final Jeopardy style.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun.
And these questions are going to be really, really tough. So I'm going to ask each team to pick one person to represent them.
Aragon.
Okay.
Well, so Sophia, I believe that I'll be representing Sabaton. Yes.
Yes, because you probably might know him better than what I do.
Dark, should I represent Dark Team?
Yes.
Okay, so how this is going to work is I'm going to read you the question. You guys have 30 seconds to think of an answer. And once you do, you guys are going to tell me your answer and how much you guys weigh, and I'll reveal the answer at the end. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
All right, and since Optimar is in last place, they get to pick.
Number 2.
Yeah, I really should dislabel these. Okay, so this one?
Yes.
All right, you guys have 30 seconds to answer. For Ludokova's Welcome to the Show as our Bridge Quotes finale, he added these 2 Welcome to the Show characters to sing Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge's Pharaoh's Throne. You have 30 seconds to think of an answer. Actually, you know what would be better if I did this. Yeah.
I actually really like this video, so I know the answer. But I'm not up tomorrow.
All right, time is up. And I said time is up. There we go. So, Aragon, your answer?
I would believe Ivan and Jalrum.
And how much are you raging?
500.
500. Okay. Soundwave, your answer?
Ravis and Jemenia, I will actually weigh 1,000.
1,000. And Son of Heaven?
I'm also saying Ravis and Jaminia, and I'm wagering everything.
Everything.
You are trying to one-up me. Okay.
The answer is Ravis and Jaminia. So since he did everything, Sabaton wins.
Yay!
Good game.
Gosh.
Yay!
Yeah.
I hug you, son.
Are we allowed to see the last two questions or no?
Yeah, I
Well-
kind of want to see what the last
Well,
two
here's the
are.
thing. I've got enough questions to do one more full game, and we can have those two questions in for that game if everyone wants in.
I'm in.
Aragon, you in again?
Yep.
Okay, we're
Fuck you
in.
in.
Well. Let's see if anyone else is willing to come in for game 2.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, where is that? There you are.
And then
No, and then.
Yeah, no more doing Dr. Wolf.
I'm sorry, it's kind of hard not to.
No, that wasn't the and then that I was talking about. It's an old movie that had Ashton Kutcher where yes. That
Never
was the
heard of
and
it.
then I was talking about. Where they were stuck in a Chinese drive-thru and the woman kept on saying, and then?
Oh, we were thinking Dr. Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He can never turn off the voice, really.
I'm sorry. It's not my
Perfect.
it's not my fault, I promise.
You would be like Dr. Wolf twin.
I really think Aragon and Dr. Wolf need to have a conversation someday, just so we can see this in the voices.
Oh, that would
I
be a
mean-
conversation of the century.
I mean, if Aragon lives in Aragon lives in the state of Utah or within Washington, he can go see him at Everfree Northwest this year.
I'm in Iowa and without a job currently, so.
Yeah, so there's no way of traveling for him.
For
You're
now.
about to get a job, though.
No, for the current
Yeah.
moment, without a job.
Yeah,
I
you
will-
need a
Yep,
good job.
so we'll wait about 5 minutes to see if anyone else comes in, and then we'll start.
We'll know more come Monday and or Tuesday.
Okay.
It's just so eerie hearing the two Dr. Wolves.
Yes, it's so perfect.
So,
Excellent.
Aragon is the dragon pony thing.
Kieran.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
a Kieran.
Hearing.
Yeah.
And if pissed off, go Neric.
He does. He really does. Isn't that opposite Dr. Wolf? Or does Dr. Wolf go Neric as well?
Dr. Wolf's a wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf's a wolf.
Does that mean he can't have a high temper when pushed?
That is true.
Though I don't. Though we haven't. Though the most we've seen of Dr. Wolf, at least the character, is annoyed.
Grumbled.
Mhm.
We've seen him get that angry face before.
Oh yeah, TF2.
Yeah.
Like I said, annoyed. We haven't really seen him blow his top.
I can
I mean-
swear there was an episode where he did.
And we
Oh,
have
yeah.
Zero.
Hello there.
Hi,
Hey,
Zero.
Zero, the hero.
We have
General
the
Kenobi.
All right, so
All right, so
Oh, there's another one.
we have a Gwen.
Now, if we get one
Yes!
more, it'll be even teams.
So we have the fandom voice of
Nicholas.
I really
have-
hope that these aren't welcome to the show questions because I have yet.
Yes,
to
they are.
Yes,
It
they
is.
They
are.
are.
Oh God, I've not even watched the show.
It's
Season 1 and 2.
No, is welcome to
Welcome
the
to
show and Shadows of the Old World.
Yes.
I have yet to watch either of those.
You
God.
poor soul.
You're a fan in the server.
Why are you
Still
here?
watching them.
Why are you here?
I've been a fan of Josh's word forever, and I knew that I would catch up eventually, and I keep forgetting to do that.
Oh,
You
this
get
means
hard.
this
I
is
need to
incentive to
message
do it.
you.
Wait,
I need to message you.
You seriously have not watched either series?
No, he has not.
You broke son. You broke son. Gwen gets a cookie.
There's people that come just
What else
because
do I?
of
Why?
other
Why
projects.
else? Why else do I exist outside of at the banality of the mods?
Gwen gets a cookie.
So
We also have a hidden. We also
We
have a
need
hidden
to
dragon.
lure this person over to the show with cookies.
So we
yeah, I
have
don't
a
think
hidden
Nicholas
dragon.
would do that.
No, Dragon's just listening in. Okay.
Okay, so who's
So
in
we
the,
have,
who's in?
So, let me see if I let me see if I can't drag one more person in.
So at the moment we have the fandom voice of Jalarum Taleo. We have a fan that broke Sun by just saying I've never seen either show.
Namely Gwen.
Yeah, considering the show's been going
Nicholas.
on for a few years now, that is a surprise.
AKA
5 years, man. 5 years.
Gwen gets a cookie. Gwen gets a
To be honest, I originally
Well, I think the main reason why I held off of Welcome to the Show was because of the fact that I was going through the Adventure Zone at the time.
That is understandable.
And
Yeah,
also,
that's true.
like, D&D podcasts in general are excruciatingly long.
So
these ones aren't. They aren't. Welcome to the show are not excruciating long.
Yeah,
The
they're
first
only like
episode is 4
an
hours.
hour or two.
That's only the first episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gwen, but either way, you still want to join in this game in Jeopardy?
Why not? We'll see how much I can use context clues to bullshit my way to victory.
Well,
Yeah, I'll be with Sabaton.
okay. Well, since it seems that no one else is showing up, perhaps we could have two. Perhaps we could have two people drop out so that we have even.
Or better
teams again.
idea, we make a fourth team.
That works too.
Mm-hmm. That works.
Aren't there like 3?
There's another city because of the new show. Use that one.
Yeah,
It was
so
Septon Optimar.
yeah, so Zero and Gwen. As soon as I set that up, you guys are gonna be on Team Urzaban.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, because we got new cities.
Yeah,
then when the
and
game
I'm actually going
restarts-
to restart the buzzers. I'm going to get everyone a new code so that they can come in. So we can.
Okay.
Well, I might probably drop out to get my. Because I'd probably do something else.
Word.
Also, is it buzzin.live/play?
No, it's just.
Buzzin.live.
Yeah.
Buzzin.live, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Join game, and then the game code is
That code right there on the screen, 409428.
Beep, 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 beep.
And add in your nickname, and in you go.
What?
Okay.
Bless you.
This
Thank
is
you.
Win or lose,
In-
this is
in-
just fun.
In and before the obligatory "I'll be your mommy" joke.
What?
No,
See,
no.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
No.
Boo.
Keep
Team
this
4-star
PG,
bridge.
please.
Yeah.
I never
Team
watched
4-star.
Team 4-Star.
Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Never watched that either.
Okay, so we
All
got
right.
five
I'm gonna
people in the
hop out.
buzz. We got 5 people in the buzzer. We still waiting for a couple more.
And we only
Hey,
got 5,
Glenn.
then that means 3 more. need-
Aragon, you got your buzzer up?
Yep.
I'm gonna
Okay,
Hop
so
out.
our team's set.
Okay, and Sophia?
Oh, did someone just leave?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sophia left.
Well, with your knowledge about this show, you can possibly carry the team yourself, son.
Yep. I mean, shoot.
I'm also editing footage of Psychonauts together.
Oh.
Okay, so for those who are just coming in, welcome. How this is going to work is we're going to pick a category and answer questions. You need to wait till I finish reading the questions before you buzz in. And every 8 questions, we're going to switch people so that everyone has a turn of answering questions and having fun. But if you buzz in and you get stuck, you can ask your partner if they know the answer. Everyone
Got it,
understand?
Darkwind.
Can or can't?
So
You can.
if you buzz in and but you don't know the answer, you can ask your partner to answer. Okay, so either way, who's going first? I'm guessing that you're going to set it up so that me and Soundwave can actually play against each other.
That would be awesome.
Is there a rivalry going on, or are you guys too good?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
There it
Apparently,
is.
somehow there's a rivalry between Sun and Dark Heaven.
Sun and Soundwave.
Oh, Soundwave. Why did I say Dark Heaven?
You combine Dark Wind and Son of Heaven.
What now?
All right, so who's going first for Optimar and Urzaban then?
Whose team am I on?
Hold up, wait. No, I'm still on Team Optima, yes? It was me and Sophia, yes?
You're on Team Sabaton.
Yeah.
Directian
Oh.
is Soundwave and Darkwind. Optimar is Aragon and Ethereal. And Urzaban is Zero and Gwen.
I suppose I'll take the first round on this one.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay, everyone's all set. I need to do this because I am theatrical. And of course it doesn't work. Fine. So let me get the 4th team into here. Team Urzaban.
Okay, so hold up. So to clarify, Aragon is going first, and he and Ethereal are Team Optimar.
Yes.
Soundwave is going first. She and Darkwind are Directian. I'm going. Well, Sophia's not here, but I'm going first. And if Sophia shows back up, me and she are Sabaton, and Zero's going first. He and Gwen are Urzaban.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Just
Gwen, do not
Aragon-
hit the buzzer.
I'm just testing if I can have it on in the background and still. Actually, no. Here, I have an idea. Second screen. And now I'm going to go back to Discord. And then... Nope, still doesn't work. All right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it
I'm
reconnects
doing.
when you swap it over, but she reads the questions, so you can just stay on the buzzer page unless you're choosing a question.
Okay.
Okay, so as for
and who am I with?
You are with 0 with Urzaban.
Okay, I'm with 0. Nurseban. Okay.
Alright, and as for the categories for this game, we got It's Terror Time Again. Where in the world am I? Which I'll show you a picture, and you guys got to tell me where you are. Memorable Battles, Resistant Members, and the Fire Island Trials. So, since Sabaton won the last game, Sabaton, you pick first.
Alrighty then. So, I'll go with memorable battles for 200.
For 200, here we go. The final moments of the fight against Balzabul, this character delivered the major fatality by scooping his brains out. 0.
Amber.
Amber is right.
Yay.
Urzaman, pick a category.
Memorable battles 400.
For how much, sorry?
400. Or
400.
The next category up.
In the battle against this guy, Ivan finally got his point with a sword. Son?
So,
Ravis.
Yep, Ravis is right.
Battles for 6.
Try that one more time. You conked out.
Battles for 6.
Battles for 6. Here we go. This was a memorable fight for one reason. He made the party dance first before fighting. Nightshade?
Ivan.
Nope, not Ivan. Sunwave?
This was Alitamara as the Cheshire Cat.
That's right.
I could have sworn that I buzzed before her. Oh well.
What?
The buzzer has the list of who buzzes first.
Oh, okay.
Just like that. Clear the list. Directian, you're next.
Let's keep trucking down this line. 800.
800. The fight with this creature was supposed to be tough, but Owen won by sticking a rock in its throat and expanding it till it explodes. 0?
the Tarask.
Tarask is right.
Wait, didn't he buzz before you finished the answer?
I looked down as soon as I finished saying it. So, but yeah, next time wait till I finish asking the question before you buzz in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All
right.
Where in the world am I for 200?
For 200, here we go.
I'm a man of chaos.
Oh, right, I gotta look.
Son?
Wizard Hawthorne's Tower.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yep, it's Hawthorne's Tower.
Woo. Well, first, let's polish off memorable battles.
Memorable battles, here we go. In the final battle with Asmodeus, this drow had to sacrifice himself so that Ravas could enter the fray. Dark.
That would be Zaylin.
Which team are you, Dark?
He's Directian, and that is the correct answer, but I was going to answer that.
Oh.
Yep. Wait till it's your turn to answer the questions, okay? I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it to you.
Wait, what was his last name? I did not know that.
Yeah. Where'd you find that out?
Wikipedia.
What? I just remembered it.
It's on the fan.
Everything's on Wikia.
It's on the fan wiki. Apparently, I did not know that was his last name.
Did you know that Sonic's full name is Ogavly Maurice the Hedgehog?
No.
Now
Anyway.
you are now cursed with this knowledge.
And now.
Anyway,
Direct
Ian. Sorry, you're the host.
Direct Ian, you pick the category. Soundwave.
Where in the world am I for 400?
All right. Nightshade.
I believe that would be Gatless.
It's not Gatless.
Yes.
Glenn, you're not answering. Zero.
I believe that would be the.
I was about to say Glitterham, but okay.
Did you guys find that last player for another team?
We've already started.
Yeah, we decided to go for 4 teams instead of 3.
Shoot, pass. I forgot the name.
I think I know the name.
I said it was Glitterham.
Is not Glitterham.
Oh, I know that one.
It's not even a place.
I mean,
it's not even in the game.
It's not the place in Welcome to the Show, but the artwork for the book of Sword Coast, yes, that is Glitterham. But for Welcome to the Show, I'm trying to remember the name of the city. I mean, not even the city; it was a small town.
That's the one I know, and it's still wrong, and I'm angry about that. I did
No,
a
wait.
compensation prize.
Okay.
I remember it. Don't remember the name, but I remember they had a lot of meetings there.
Okay, we're getting out of control here. We're getting out of control here. Nightshade, do you know the answer?
I do not.
Zero, do you know the answer?
I'm afraid not.
Soundwave, do you know the answer?
Mirrored Port.
Yes, it is Mirrored Port.
I had to think for so long. I am mad at myself for that.
Okay, well, before we head to the next question, since Sophia is not here, Ark, you can join my team.
Sure, thanks. Sophia had to drop out?
Well, I don't know what happened to Sophia. She's just not here.
Okay.
Yep, we got one more question. We got one more question, and then we can switch players. So, Direct Ian?
Sophia did say that she had other things that she needed to do before dropping out.
That is true.
I didn't hear her, so either that or she said it. Either that or I forgot. Either way.
Resistance for 200.
Resistance for 200. Here we go. She was a tiny little nag when the group met her, but now she's one of the most dependable magic members of the group. Soundwave?
Is this Baleen?
It is Baleen.
Is Soundwave the only one that remembered that you're supposed to ask the answer?
No. What?
I'm not a stickler for that.
No,
That rule actually got thrown out the window.
Yep.
Yeah, that rule got thrown out the window. I just asked it on reflex, but yeah, I knew it was Baleen.
So Ark, this is the new code, Ark, so you can go in.
Can you spell that? I can't. It's too small for me to speak.
409428.
Okay, hang on. Accidentally closed the page. Give me a second.
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
Do the Jeopardy music, but don't, because we will get sued for copyright.
Okay.
We've already had it.
Could you repeat the number, please, to make sure I got it right?
409428.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Did the last one get hit by a copyright claim?
Okay,
so
I'm in the thing.
Okay, so answering this question is Ethereal Darkwind, Ark, and Gwen. So, Direct.
Okay.
Direct Ian answered the last question, I believe, so they get to pick.
Okay, so I'm choosing?
You're choosing.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna drop out for a call with my bro. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, Dragon.
Later, Dragon.
Later, Dragon.
Let's go with Terror Time again for 200.
For 200, here we go. Everyone became fearful when Ravas became a god. Spoilers. Even more so when this guy took all that power. Ark?
Asmodeus.
It is Asmodeus.
Well, so how do I reset the buzzer thing?
I do that.
It doesn't.
Okay, thank you.
So you get to pick, Ark.
Okay. Let's go with Fire Island Trials for 200.
For 200, here we go. He completed the trial of inspiration and managed to win despite the nat 1. Ark?
Ivan.
Ivan is right.
Yay! I have a partner who's quick on the draw.
Hope so.
Ark, you want to pick again?
Oh, let's try Terror Time again for 400.
For 400, here we go. Gods fear Gods fear when they hear the chime of a bell, and a giant hand grabbing them and dragging them to their death. It is something all gods have to follow to avoid this fate. Okay, Gwen, you've buzzed in before I could finish the question, but I'm curious to hear what your answer is.
I'm pretty sure this is the name of the spell, and you paused so many times that I thought you were done for the question with the question before you were. Sorry. But isn't it the bell tolls?
No.
Toll the Dead? No.
No. Ark.
Oh, okay.
Are you asking for where they get sent to, or are you asking for the name of the binding contract?
The binding contract.
The Primeval Pact.
That is correct.
Okay, let's try Terror Time again for 600.
For 600, here we go. Everyone was so scared when they heard the footsteps of this creature during the battle with the dwarves. Dark.
The
That would
Valor.
be
No, Darkwind.
once again.
Darkwind. Darkwind.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
That will be once again the Beller.
That is correct.
Sorry, it sounded like you said Ark.
Don't worry.
So that was 4 questions already. So Darkwind, you get to pick.
Okay, let's go with Where in the World Am I for 600.
Okay, let me just clear the buzzers. For 600, here we go.
So,
0?
does anybody...
Where are the Dragonlands?
The Dragonlands is right.
Wait, aren't Zero and Gwen on the same team?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Ah! Stop doing this!
What happened?
Double click.
Both Zero and Gwen clicked.
Oh. Well.
Okay. Sun, Zero,
Should we
Night,
just have
and me.
one?
I'll explain this. Sun, Zero, Night, and me were first round, so all 4 of us don't touch the buzzers. Ark,
Okay.
Ark, Ethereal, Dark, and Gwen. You 4 buzz, and if you don't know the answer, you can ask one of your partners.
That works.
That's kind of how I've been trying to run it.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, Zero, since you were the one who actually answered, I'm gonna let you pick that next one.
Okay. Let's do terror time for 800.
Terror time for 800. And please, those guys who are answering the questions, please, but it's scary being held captive by Alvana, especially when she asks this question. Gwen?
You're gonna.
I'm gonna hand the phone over to Zero for that one.
How many candles are there?
No, not quite. It's close, but if everyone else can answer that, can't answer that, I'll give it to you. Dark Wind, you buzzed in next.
How many lights are there?
That's closer. That's closer, but not quite. Arc, do you know the exact wording?
How many lights can you see?
That's
also scary when you say it like that. Gosh dang it, Ark.
Semantics.
Agreed.
Sorry, wasn't trying to do a creepy voice on purpose.
No, but that's fitting. You did it just like her. That's fitting.
Huh. I didn't think I had any skill in acting.
All right, so Ark.
Let's try the last one in Terror Time.
All right. In order for Ravus to have enough components to ascend into a god, he put all the materials in this horrible place. Ark?
Well, I don't know if... I know a name for that particular area, but I don't know the official name for it, unfortunately.
Give it a shot.
Well, I know one name for it was the Barns.
That's correct.
Oh, no, okay.
You know, I heard that and I thought the Barnes and Noble. Honestly,
I mean, there might have been nobles in there.
Okay,
No,
two
there
more
were
questions.
probably nobles in there.
Okay, two more questions, then we can switch. Ark, you...
Okay, let's try Fire Island Trials.
For
400.
For 400, here we go. In the Trial of Prowess, Amber and Owen had to make their opponents do this to win. Ark?
They had to make their opponents surrender to win, if I remember right.
Yield or surrender would work. Okay. Ark?
Oh, good. Wow, I'm on a roll with this one, aren't I? Okay, let's try... You know, I'm gonna try a different category. Let's try Where in the World Am I for 800.
Okay. Gwen?
Shoot, I don't know this one.
That is very clearly Bossing Say.
It is not Bossing Say.
He's not the description.
Native Rock, that's Bossing Say.
Ethereal?
Thanks.
I have two ideas on this, but I'll go with Directian.
It is not Directian. Darkwind, Ark, you guys want to take a guess?
Is it NASA?
It's not Nessa. Darkwind?
Is it Orzaban?
It is Urzaban.
Oh, that's the most insulting part.
Okay, it's been 8 questions. Switch it up.
I'm stepping in.
Aragon.
Yeah.
You have Aragon, Zero, Soundwave, Sun. Bring it on.
Resistance members for 1,000.
Wait, who got that question right?
It was Dark. Me.
Yep, Yep, direct DN. So direct DN picks.
Yeah, that means Soundwave.
Fire Island 600.
For 600, here we go. In the Triangle of Hubris, this person had to choose between 2 potions. Soundwave?
Soundwave. Yes, Soundwave. I went before the buzzer.
Yeah, Soundwave.
This was Faith Thurn. She had to pick between the Potion of Intelligence or the Potion of Protection.
That is correct.
Fire Island for Fire Island for 1,000.
For 1,000, here we go. Rose was tasked in the Trial of Resolved. She would have to shoot Shiloh with this weapon.
I was gonna pass it over to Zero.
It's not your turn anymore.
It was Zero's turn to buzz anyway. I went so.
Yep, Sound of Heaven went first. So
a blunderbuss.
A blunderbuss is right.
Oh. Okay. All right. So we're in the lead, and now let's keep it. We're in the world for 1,000.
We're in the world for 1,000. Here we go. Soundwave?
That is, if my memory serves me correctly. I know it's not Ops Markets, then I would see like 2 steel doors. Is this Cumulus?
It is not Cumulus.
Dang it.
Buzz in if you want to take a guess. Nightshade?
Where is Sabaton?
It is not Sabaton. Son of Heaven?
Sabaton was going to be my guess. So if it's let's see,
Oh my god, I'm dumb.
Sounds like someone knows.
No, yeah, Kinether?
It is not Canather. Zero? Zero. Just want to make sure that, yep, I figured. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 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 testing. Of course. Till it goes green again. Gonna add this out.
I guess she can't hear us.
Yeah. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hello,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. For some reason Discord went red on me. So last thing I heard you was Son of Heaven's guess of Canathar. It is not. So Zero, do you have a guess?
I believe it is either the third layer of Bator.
It is not Dis, no. It is the Autumn Fire Islands.
That's why I said I'm dumb.
I thought it was the port in the Eastern Dominion, not Nessa, but whatever.
Anyone?
Mirrored Port? Nope.
No, we already did. We already did Mirrored Port.
No, and
you think everything is Boss Sing Say.
And he never seen the show.
And you kind of blew that for me. Thanks.
Anyway,
But
everybody else is 3,000 points ahead. We're not winning.
Anyway,
we can at least try.
Us and Optimar are at 0.
Anyway, Sabaton is still in control, I believe.
Yep. So then, resistance for 400.
All right.
Wait, how are we still in control of the you know what, never mind.
No, I was in control, no one answered, so we still picked the next one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I misspelled new. Who knew? Who knew that this girl would be a Jalarum fangirl, would be skilled fighter for the resistance? Soundwave.
This is Nora.
It is Nora.
Nora is best girl in the resistance, and I will die on that hill.
It's not a very small hill.
All right, Dorothian, you get to pick.
We're gonna try and finish off Fire Island Trials.
All right, Fire Island Trials. In the Trial of Serenity, it seems simple enough. Cross had to defeat this really, really big guy. Soundwave.
Giant.
It is a giant.
Oh.
Yeah, Cross had to fight giant. Jello had to fight trolls. There's a difference.
Oh.
Yep.
So, Directian, you get pick?
Resistance for 600.
For 600, here we go. A member of the Dishonorable Brigade, this monk is reunited with his friend as he joins the fight. Son of Heaven.
Sylvester?
It is Sylvester. Yeah, Ark, I would have gone you, but unfortunately it was Sun's turn to answer the question.
Oh, sorry. I've
That's
forgotten
okay.
we switched turns again.
Okay. So resistance for 8.
For 8. Jellerm had to rely on this man to find clues to not only his mother's death, but how Ravis played the group to start the war. Okay, Sun, you actually buzzed in before I finished the question, so Soundwave.
Inzio.
Inzio is right.
I could never pronounce his last name, so I just said Inzio.
And last question. Once the leader of a group of bandits targeting the heroes, thanks to the group's kindness, he helps them fight against Ravis. Soundwave?
This is Carlton.
Carlton is right.
How do you remember all
Nicely done, but how did you
It's
remember?
one of the few times where a party changes a background NPC to a more foreground NPC.
Also, I paid a lot of attention to seasons 3 and 4.
Okay, so
well
at the
done.
end, at the end of round 1, we have Directian in the lead with 72,000. Sabaton pretty close second with 5,200. Urzaban trailing at 1,600, and Optimar, who's just there.
What happened with Team Optimar? I thought we didn't
Bad
lose
timing.
one.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You and I are Team
By the
7.
time I clicked, there were 3 people on the buzz thing already.
Yeah, same with me whenever it came down to a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah.
trying to think the answer before I buzz is the problem.
I'm not even looking to win. I'm just looking to clown and also learn more about the show.
Okay.
Alright.
We agree with that. We're fine with that.
But before
We have points on the board.
But before we move on to the next round, we shall repeat the rules so that way Kat doesn't get worked up. The teams are split up for Optimar. It is Ethereal and Nightshade.
Yep, Nightshade. Yes.
Both of you are Optimar, and you both will switch one every 8 questions. So whoever's first, after your 8 questions are up, do not touch the buzzer. It is your partner's turn. If they do not know the answer, they can buzz and shift it to you.
Same with you, Gwen.
For Directian, it is me and Dark. And Dark, same thing goes. If you go first, for the first 8 questions, I cannot touch my buzzer. Next 8 questions, you can't touch your buzzer. But if either of us don't know a question, we can buzz and shift it to our partner. Sabaton, it is Ark and Sun. It is both of you.
Thanks for explaining, Soundwave.
And Gwen and Zero are together for Urzaban. Gwen, we know that you have not seen either of the shows, and we appreciate you coming in to learn. But if you don't know a question, buzz is shifted to 0.
All right. Bossing Say was golden though.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was golden.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I could have either said Urzaban and hoped that it would have been wrong and funny, or the way funnier option because I knew I didn't know it.
So,
Say.
How do we pick
The man was right.
How do we pick which part? Sorry.
This is the start of round 2. Since the last person answered 8 questions, we'll switch. So Ethereal, Darkwin, Ark, and Gwen will answer the first 8 questions here.
So partners, for those 4 groups, do not touch your buzzers.
Roger that.
Everyone ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so for start of round 2 or Double Jeopardy, we got fun in the taverns, time in the mansion, romance in the air, testing the DM's patience, which is like all the jokes that we make of Josh, and not a dry eye in the room.
I remember. Oh, okay.
Since Optimar is in last place at the moment, Optimar gets to pick first.
Oh, let's see. Let's try fun in the taverns for 400.
For 400, here we go. When they spent their first night in Sabaton, Cross was given this item from a man passionate for the hunt.
What?
Gwen?
0.
Solanor.
I'm looking more for the item.
Black
that
Arrow.
explains the passport.
The Black Arrow is right.
But
My bad.
But did nobody else hit the buzzer? I hit the buzzer.
Yep, Ark,
Yeah, but-
everyone hit the buzzer, but Gwen was first, unfortunately. He was quick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
On the
going
fastest
down the
thing
line
in
on
the
who hit
West.
the buzzer if he didn't know.
That would be the doctor, or that would be Josh. That is the fastest fingers in the West. We all know that from France.
Yes, France.
All right,
Oh,
so technically Urzaban gets to pick.
Let's go for not a dry eye in the room for 2,000.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Okay, for 2,000, here we go. No one expected to tear up when this villain volunteered to sacrifice herself so the group can stop Asmodeus. Ark.
Simula.
Simula is right. So that's 2. And Directian and Sabaton are tied again. So, Ark,
Nice.
you get to pick?
Okay, let's try testing the DM's patience for 400.
For 400, here we go. Lady Bliss keeps forgetting to fully read this at the beginning of the game, and the stress was clearly heard on the DM's voice. Ark?
I want to say her character sheet.
That is
But I don't know.
correct.
Read your character sheets.
See nowadays, though?
The funniest moment I clearly remember was when we were all playing Danmaku together and Josh was present, and I said, next you're going to reveal that Dr. Wolf's character is wearing an X on their earrings, and that's how the big bad evil guy has been tracking you the entire time. And he blew up.
That could be true.
He knew exactly the Kingdom Hearts plotline I was shit busting with.
Oh my god.
Okay then.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Arc, pick.
Testing the DM's patience. 800.
Okay. Don't tempt fate when Josh is in the Dungeon Master stairs, because then he might throw this sea creature at you. Arc?
Kraken.
Yep, it's the Kraken.
You know that term, testing fate? Well, fate is right there in the Dungeon Master chair.
That's one of my favorite quotes from the show. I hope somebody put that on a t-shirt.
It's a trap.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a trap.
Okay. Arc. Pick a category.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna switch categories this time. How about fun in the taverns for 800?
Okay, for 800. When going through Optimar, the party noticed a wanted poster for this person near the tavern. Gwen?
0.
Who is Vorgrid Vine Blights?
Yes, it's Vorgrid Vine Blight.
AKA Papa Owen.
Should we spoiler that for anybody who hasn't seen the show yet, or does it matter?
It's
I haven't seen either show
years
yet,
now.
so it doesn't matter.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
right,
Gwen
never
is
mind.
here.
Yeah, he's getting spoiled this whole time.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody probably knows that spoiler by now.
Yeah,
Except him.
because we're in session 2 series thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they either
let's
know or
do-
don't know.
Let's do testing the DM's patience for 2000.
For 2000, okay. Why did the DM make plans for a session? He planned all the encounters in Hell. He didn't expect the party to stay so long at this place. Gwen?
0.
The magnificent mansion.
The mansion is right.
Much
And
as I
it
love
was
that place.
magnificent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 2 more questions.
Yep, 2 more questions.
Speaking of the mansion, time in the mansion for 1600.
Did you put get our score in there?
Yes, I put your score in.
No,
She
we're at
did.
28. We're at 2800. We were at.
They were at 800.
We were not that.
No, we weren't.
No, yeah,
we were at the.
Yeah, they had more than 20.
Yeah, we had 2000. We had 2000 when we
That-
started.
Okay, never mind.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, that looks better.
So
Time in the
who's
mansion 1600.
In the mansion 1600. Jellum and Faith Thurin got a rude wake-up call with this float bugger magically appeared in their bed. Gwen?
Now this may surprise you, but 0.
Alidamora.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yeah.
We have our own version of.
spell his name. Good to know.
We have our own version of Alidamara through Gwen.
Okay, last question before we switch. Urzabam, pick a category.
I'm feeling saucy. Romance in the air for 2000.
For 2000. Okay, here we go.
Mm.
In the prequel game held in BronyCon, we got to meet this dragon who would eventually be Varog's mate. Gwen?
Dude, I was at BrodyCon. I don't know this. No.
Dragon!
I'm forgetting.
I don't know this one either.
They're in the crowd.
Okay,
I
so
know this. I know it. Dark,
okay,
hit me.
calm down, everyone. Calm down. Gwen, or should I say, Zero, do you know the answer?
I said no.
Okay, Ethereal, do you know the
I
answer?
pass it to Aragon because he has better memory.
I forget myself.
Okay, Darkwind, do you know the answer?
I'm going to refer to Soundwave on this.
This.
You don't know? You don't know?
No, Esminus. That's her name. Esminus.
Oh, Azimuth? Yes, it is.
What? Oh yeah. Kichi
Their son.
and Bliss picked up the character. Or is it the other way around?
Nope, Kichi started it, and then close to the end, she had to go, so Bliss picked it up. So Bliss had a chance to play as her own mother.
I never saw the prequel, so yeah.
I was there at BronyCon. I just forgot her name. I knew that it was Amber's mother.
So, to the two people who went to BronyCon and actually saw the session in play, y'all don't remember her name? Shame on you.
Yeah, shame on us.
It's been like what? How many years?
That's my excuse for
Anyway,
most of
it
this.
is time
3.
to switch. So, everyone switch.
Aragon, your turn.
Yep.
Good luck.
I'm stepping up.
Alrighty. You've been a good partner so far, Ark. Let's bring it home.
Okay,
Oh no.
so Directian,
We'll see
you
about
get
that.
to pick.
All right, that would be me.
That would be Soundwave.
All right,
I
it's
said
true
Directian.
because yeah, it's
Yeah, but Dark was about to pick.
Soundwave. Go ahead.
I'm a sucker for romance, so let's try and work our way up with 1600.
1600. Even though they went through a political marriage for peace, the king ultimately falling for the queen in the end. Son of Heaven?
Cassian and Jaminia.
That is correct.
Jamaica gets top belly. Okay.
Okay. And all right. Now let's try to widen that lead. Mansion for 2,000.
For 2,000. Let me clear the buzzers. Here we go. Even though their rooms were designed for comfort, Ravis had to remove this to get a better night's sleep. Soundwave?
He had to remove the covers. He slept on the floor.
I was gonna go with mattress, but close enough. Okay.
No, I'm gonna take a page out of Sun's book, but instead of trying to give him the full 2,000, I'm gonna try and give him 400 by not a dry eye in the room.
All right. You can definitely bet William Beasley cried when his favorite character finally got the redemption he deserved. And everyone else cried as well. Zero?
Dark, I'm picking this time.
Who is Arkoth Wormwood?
That is right. I'm surprised we didn't summon William with that.
No.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
There are other ways to summon him, which I shall not say right now.
Oh yeah, crabs.
Nope.
All right. Urzaban, your turn. You pick.
Let's see. Let's go with DM for 1,200.
DM for 1,200. Roll 20 gave Jaws a big headache at times, so he switched to this system for Shadows of the Old World. Nightshade.
What is Pathfinder?
No. Son of Heaven?
She's referring to the tabletop foundry.
Yep, foundry is right.
So let's clear out DM for 1600.
1600.
We're tied again.
While camping at Mount Boyles, Flint discovers this plant that was named after the DM, who was not happy about it. Son of Heaven?
The Fiery Jokers.
Yes.
Yeah. Who will forget that, and who will not annoy Josh with it forever?
Right. And also, Dark, it's my turn, so I can buzz.
Well, yes, but it doesn't help to have another person buzz for you behind your back.
It
You can't do that,
kinda,
though.
it kind of
Okay.
throws off Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, mansion for 12.
Mansion for
Alright.
12. When Hannah asks the group about food, she actually thinks the group actually eats this person. Son of Heaven?
Who's Owen?
Yep, Owen. We eat the dwarf?
What? I barely remember that. But it sounds funny.
Dry Eye for 8.
Dry Eye for 8. When Amber was called to kill this person, tears of sorrow and anger flowed. Nightshade?
Who was her father?
Do you remember the father's name?
I do not. Aether, do you?
No.
Okay, Son of Heaven?
Varag.
Varag is right. Though I am going to give a bit of a pity since you guys are 0. I'm also going to give you that since you know it's Amber's father.
Did you give us the points?
I gave you
She
guys the
did.
points too, yes.
She did.
Okay.
Thank
Dry Eye
you.
for 12.
For 12, here we go. Extreme emotions were felt when this deity died due to the primeval pact. Soundwave.
Eleanor.
Solinor is right.
Let's clear out Dry Eye.
Dry Eye, okay. Last question, and then we'll switch. At the end of their adventures, the heroes were rewarded. Friends living and dead joined them. But when this person joined them, there was not one dry eye in the room. 0.
I believe it was Rose.
Yes, it was Rose.
Yes.
Okay, final switch.
Alright.
Alright, so my turn on the buzzer, and
Yep, Ark,
Okay.
Darkwind, Ethereal, and Gwen /0.
okay.
Good luck, Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
Bring us
ready?
home,
I should be wishing luck to my partner, because we need this lead.
Holy shit, that's a
Oh.
lead.
We need to catch up.
Alright,
Yes.
so technically Urzaban gets to pick.
Gwen?
Out in the taverns for 2,000.
For 2,000, here we go. Well then, Kenethar, this little guy was not going to be on the Dragon's menu.
What?
Gwen?
0.
I believe Ivan? No.
Nope, it's
Yeah.
not Ivan.
Eh.
Oh, crap.
Ethereal?
Aragon, do you know it?
Who was Beline?
It's not Baleen. Darkwind?
Oh, God.
If you don't know, I do.
I'm going to refer to Soundwave.
Owen.
It's not Owen.
Really?
Ark?
Is it Valil?
Nope, you guys are gonna hate me for this.
Is it
Lucid?
Oh!
The bird.
Oh, yeah, Lucid.
Because Canathor was
Lucid.
it's a vegetarian, there's no meat, so while Ember's grumbling hungry, Faethor is going, I'm just gonna move Lucid over here.
I'd completely forgotten that scene.
Oh my god, me too.
Lucid.
We
How
are
could
so
I forget
sorry.
about that wise?
So no points. Urzaban, you pick again.
Gwen?
Yes. Romance
And
in the Air for
then-
1200.
For 1200. The group crashed the wedding of Falkatov and Fizikrov when they were adventuring through the Dragonlands. Too bad the honeymoon was ruined by this guy. Darkwind?
That would be Arkoth.
Arkoth is right.
I'm looking around for William.
No, we gotta say it. No, we need to say it 3 times in a row.
Again.
We need to say it 3 times in a row.
Let's go for Fun in the Taverns for 1200.
For 1200, here we go. While in the Dragonlands, Owen won this card game with the help from his bad luck.
Oh.
Ark?
Was
I
it
know-
poker? Was
Ark?
it a game of... I'm here. Was it
Yeah.
a game of poker?
It is a game of poker.
Oh.
Or in other words, for D&D, 5-card draw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was blackjack.
That would be 21.
Okay, so Sabaton, you get to pick?
Okay. Let's go ahead and clear out Fun in the Taverns with 1600.
All right, 1600. In their first tavern, Ivan got to play a duet with this person. Darkwind?
Immortalo.
No. Ark?
Oh?
Paylor.
Yes,
Yeah.
Paylor.
Also known as Peter to the party.
Peter.
Simmer down, Griffin.
All right, Sabaton?
Okay, let's go Time in the Mansion for 400.
For 400, here we go, and I am deeply sorry. As the group comes up with a plan to defeat Loth, Jalum suggests they use this to go get her to break the primeval pact. Gwen?
0.
Hana.
Nope. Ark?
He suggested they use a baby.
Yes.
The more exact, Faith Thurin's baby.
Nope. In Hana's own words, can we still do the baby plan? Hana!
Yeah, an unborn baby to be exact.
So
Yeah, it was Faith Thurin.
So who picks?
You pick, Ark.
All right, let's finish up with the Time in the Mansion for 800.
All right. Tears flow when everyone first saw their loved ones, especially when Ivan saw what his was. Gwen?
0.
I believe it was his mentor. Mentor. The name is blanking on me.
Ethereal?
Aragon?
I'm on the same track as 0 at this moment.
You know the figure, but you can't figure out the name.
Yeah.
Darkwind, Ark, either you two want to take a guess?
I know the figure, but I don't know the name.
I do.
But
I
the
don't
son,
know.
do you know?
Gustro.
That's what I was gonna say. The figure or his papa name is Gustro.
Okay, I need a buzzer. Whoever buzzes in first. Ark buzzed in first, so Sabaton gets it.
Yay! Sorry, I thought I'd already clicked the buzzer.
Now, it's been fun. However, I need to make like a Chip and Dip. I gotta help Granddad with his taxes.
Alright.
Have fun.
See you later.
Have fun with taxes.
Your taxes.
Okay, so Zero is gonna take over for the last two questions. So Ark, which one you want to go for?
The 400.
400. Amber and Ivan gave each other nicknames to show their devotion. While Amber called Ivan her diamond, Ivan called her by this name. Ark.
He called her his song.
That is right. And finally, the last question.
Yep.
People started to ship Dalaran and Theotherin before, but their ship sailed when Dalaran bought Theotherin this special present. Ark?
Was it the headband of Counterspell?
No.
Ah,
Zero?
Yeah, I'm blanking too.
Okay, Darkwind.
Was it a ring?
No. Ethereal?
I believe it was a necklace of protection.
You were the closest, so I'm gonna give it to you. It was a pearl necklace.
Oh.
Yeah, I was very sure it was a necklace and it had some sort of protection on it.
Yeah, pretty much Sweetie Belle's going, I dub the fan art, make it happen.
Yep. I can't remember what the pearl necklace did. Son, you might want to back me up on that or try to correct me, but the necklace was first. Then it was the circlet of protection.
Yeah, I didn't even remember the necklace. So, but yeah, the circle was much later.
I could swear you put an enchantment or something on the pearl.
Okay, just gonna put it in the 14. Okay, so now we have reached the final question. And so we'll do it like we did the last time. You guys pick one.
So Sun's going to kick everyone's ass.
And yeah, the scores, those are not the scores.
Yep, I know that was the scores from the last game. I'm putting in the scores now of this game. Just give me one moment. Give me one moment. This is my moment. Okay.
This is the moment. Count all the odds.
I understood that reference.
She was hooked on a feeling.
All right, so everyone pick someone to represent their team. I guess except Urzaman, because there's only one team. There's only one person.
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay, so
thank you, Hunger Games.
Okay, so Optimar, who is your representative?
Me again.
Okay, Aragon.
Faster.
Directian?
Direct clicking.
Dark, you want to take it this time, or should I go again?
I'll go.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so we got Dark.
Yep, Sun's gonna win. If you say it like that, Sun's gonna win.
Okay, so we got Darkwind, and I'm gonna guess Sabaton's got Sun.
I'd like to go, but do you want to?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
then I'll take it.
All right.
Okay, and Sun. Okay, so Optimar, since you are in last place, you get to pick between 3 and 4.
Go with door number 4.
Door number 4. Okay, so remember, wait till I finish asking the questions. There's going to be a 30-second think straight, and then I'm gonna get everyone's answer before I reveal the answer. Here we go. In the Season 4 live stream, this character was voted the best party member in Welcome to the Show. All right, that is the time limit. So, Aragon, you got your answer first?
Who is Amber for 600?
Amber, 600. Okay. Darkwind?
Who is Jalam Tanleo for all of it?
Okay. Son of Heaven?
I'm going to guess Amber for 9,000.
Amber for 9,000 and 0?
I'm gonna go with Jalarum for everything.
Okay, so we got 2 votes for Ember and 2 votes for Jalarum. The correct answer is... Drum, please. Jalarum! Ember was voted the most improved player, but Jalarum was voted the best party member.
Ah, okay. I kept thinking it was Amber too.
Actually, I remember the thing. Actually, I remember the whole thing. For Amber, she won Best Fighter. Lightning Blitz won Most Improved Player. But Best Party Member overall for Welcome to the Show entirely, it actually came down to, say, Thurin, Ivan, Amber because of Season 3, and Jalarum because of Season 4. And for the end of the entire series, it turned out as General Jalarum Tanlayo for best overall party member of Welcome to the Show.
Cool.
Yep, and since Darkwind betted everything, Directian wins this game.
Good game, Directian.
I'm behind victory.
At least I was able to get.
Okay.
At least I was able to get second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually curious. What was door number 3?
A second.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Let's see. Directian would have had. Directian doubles it, so 27,200. Urzavan 84 becomes 16,800. Yeah, with Sabaton still second.
No, you lost.
Mm-hmm.
You lost.
But you lost 9,000.
Yeah, you lost 9,000 because...
Ten.
You actually taking away points for Final Jeopardy? I thought you didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
They always do that.
Nope. I do not take points. That's my thing. I do not take points.
Okay, then never mind. It was Directian first, Sabaton second, Urzaban for third.
Oh.
Not me, but us. Either way, good game, Arc. I mean, good playing, Arc.
Now, what's that last question?
I'm curious. What was the last question?
Yeah, what's the last question?
This was the last question. If William Beasley is learning the alphabet with Brony D&D, G is for...
Atlas?
It was...
I was gonna say Glacia.
No, it definitely was not Glacia.
It is Gallus.
Nice.
I mean, I'd like if it were G for Glacia.
Down. Don't make me get.
Mommy's here.
Don't make me get the bad. I will get.
Don't make me summon William.
Anyway. No, actually, I'll use the crab hammer on you. Don't make me use the crab hammer.
This was really fun.
Did Zero
Yeah,
get the
thanks for doing
super
this
hammer?
again.
So,
Well, I'm gonna see y'all later. I have stuff to do. before I go to bed.
I'm glad you guys all could come out, and I'm so glad you guys
It
had
was
fun
fun.
with us.
that was fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
Thanks for doing
It
this.
was
Where are
Ryan.
you posting, Aragon?
You'll find out.
I'll see you later, everyone.
Yep. So, and